The Department of Justice facing pressure from Congress about the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The lawmakers behind the bill to force their release are threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress for not releasing them all by last week's deadline. Rena Roy has the latest.
The Trump administration facing mounting pressure over the partial release of the Department of Justice files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer introducing legislation today in hopes of holding the Department of Justice accountable for not releasing all of the Epstein files by last Friday's deadline.
That deadline mandated by the Epstein Files Transparency Act, signed by President Trump.
And now the lawmakers who wrote that law say they're pursuing inherent contempt charges against Attorney General Pam Bondi for not complying with the law to release all the files. Republican Thomas Massie speaking on CBS's Face the Nation this weekend.
The quickest way, and I think most expeditious way to get justice for these victims is to bring inherent contempt against Pam Bondi. And that doesn't require going through the courts.
On Friday and into the weekend, the DOJ releasing a batch of Epstein files, the photos released without context explaining what's depicted, and several pages were heavily redacted.
They say that they are in full compliance by continuing these rollouts. They say that it was just merely impossible to be able to hand over all the files with the appropriate redactions.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche telling ABC News more files will be published soon, insisting the DOJ is complying with the law and the release is about protecting victims, adding there is no effort to protect President Trump after one image of him was taken down and later restored.
President Trump has certainly said from the beginning that he expects all files that can be released to be released, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Some photos released show former President Bill Clinton with Epstein, though no Epstein survivor has ever accused Clinton of wrongdoing. A Clinton spokesperson saying this is about shielding the White House from what comes next or from what they'll try and hide forever. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.